Hello, everybody. Good evening, good evening, good evening. 6 o'clock, brand new one-day special time for launch. Hi, Leonie.
Well, hello, Mr. Scott. How are you?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm marvellous,
Lovely to
thank
see you.
It's lovely to see you.
It's first time together, I think, in 2020.
It is indeed, yes.
And what a way to start with 2 hours.
I know.
2 hours. Is that good? Is that all right?
Yeah, it's ace.
We're okay.
It's ace.
We've done what you need to do is to go visit little rooms because you go 2 hours, I've had a coffee straight through me. Do you know what I mean?
I know,
and then
right.
is that whole thing going? I've got 2 hours. I can't leave off to the little boy's room.
Well, when I'm demonstrating, as long as you turn your mic off, it'll be fine. Well, you're this, yeah.
The pressure's on now.
Keep the mic on and we're doomed.
Just don't anyone start thinking about waterfalls and we'll get through this. That'll be fine.
Stop,
or
it
showers.
doesn't start raining.
Exactly. Oh, no. Right.
Anyway.
So, AALL Create, you've just finished off with one day special. Another one is here.
Absolutely.
And we love a one day special when you're going to get something new. We love a one day special when you get a great price.
Yep.
We really love a one day special when there's a bundle with an even bigger saving involved, which is
Indeed.
exactly what we've got for you here.
And to be fair, I think a lot of us crafters, we like a one-day special when it's like, oh my gosh, that's cool.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what AALL Create are. They bring us things that are seriously cool.
Yes.
Really craftable. I mean, the design is phenomenal. You know, they have incredible designers. And you've got a lot of choice. I mean, the one-day special isn't the biggie, but we will get to that. But
it's incorporated into
cool.
it.
It's
it is.
seriously cool.
Now, obviously, you are the queen of when it comes down to this kind of style and how this works.
Do you know what? I definitely beg to differ because the AALL Create team are ridiculously good.
Yeah.
You know, when it comes to mixed media, when it comes to design, when it comes to creating some fabulous, every one of their design team. You know, when you look at the samples and you go, oh, they're so good. I just need to get my coat and go. You know what I mean?
No.
They're so good.
Well, hear what you've got here.
I appreciate it.
You know what? Exactly.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And if there's going to have someone in the studio to have 2 hours to show us how we can work with everything that's going to be part of this, because we've got big bonus for you, you are the person to do that. So we've got a brilliant 2 hours. Make sure you've got a little cup of tea waiting for you by the side. Now, just talk to us about the one day special, because we've got 3 that we're going to work with here, which are incorporated in other bundles.
Superb.
But these themselves as dies. Now, talk to us about these, because these are so random, aren't they?
Indeed. Now, this is the actual one-day special.
Yes.
Now, I would suggest, don't bother buying this just yet. We will be showing you the whole bundle in a second, but this is the one-day special. Shall I show it now, when we're actually giving it one? Okay. So shall we get through and then I'll show you end? Right, okay. Yeah, because otherwise I'll show you one. I want to show you the bundle. So, yeah, so that's your one-day special, but I'll show you that in a second.
3 dials, 270 852 £38.97. Now, that as a one-day special comes with a £5 saving on that, as it is. Remember that, because that's really important in a minute when we come to something else. Second part we've got for you, going down here. Now, talk about big on here.
Yeah,
these are lovely. 3 large A4 that you can see here, I believe we're looking at here, with the stencils, Profusion, Abundance, and Twirling Tendrils. Great names, let alone anything else as well. Talk to us about these very quickly.
I'll show you when we do the big bundle.
Right, OK. $29.97, like in this as well. 848484. Don't do anything yet. Don't put anything in your basket yet. No, don't. No, you want to. Then, in the words of a certain musical, we take a jump to the left. You know that one? 2 stencils here. These are your A6 stencils. Ring the Changes and your Dahlias. They're all connected. I've got them right here. And these are £11.98. Look at it here. 112619. Brand new, of course, on the show. They are there, lovely, on their own, fantastic price for under £12. Now, you can get those individually. You can get the items individually if you so wish. You get the one-day special on its own. Best saving for you, if you want to get more crafting materials for your buck, is to go for the entirety, which is everything, which is your one-day special, your 3 large stencils to work with, plus your 2 smaller ones as well. Because not only do you get those individual savings that you will be getting on those individually, there is an additional saving to be had of another £5 saving on top of that. Now, if you're a Freedom member, even bigger saving on that, because actually it gets a £12, £59 saving on that, which gets you down to £68 pounds and was it 28 pence? I think it was 68.32. So close, and yet so far. Now it's available on your flexi buy. So of course, if you're a bit like me, sometimes January's a little bit tighter than the other months after Christmas. Perfect opportunity. 2 flexis, £34 and 17 pence. That's your first payment. That includes your P&P on your first of those payments. That's 594053. That is working out less than your one-day special. That's brilliant.
Yeah,
Brilliant, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, absolutely.
Right, I need to get my inhaler going. Let's go over that in detail now because there's a lot, isn't there?
Now I'll show you.
There we go. Thank you.
Your one-day special. Let me put this down so I can actually hold this up. So these are your new dies. Now these are brand new dies from AALL Create, and these are phenomenal. They're different. They're really unique. They're absolutely AALL Create. You know, they remind me of Bapasha, of course, because she's got that fantastic sort of scroll detail. You've got all sorts working in here. These work in so many different ways. You know, whether you're making cards out of them, whether you're, of course, using them for your art journals, you don't need to use a full die. You'll be using all sorts in here. But you can keep them really clean and crisp. You know, they don't have to be really grungy or mixed media. You know, you can keep them quite pretty. They can be, I really like them pretty, but it is up to you how you use them. I mean, there's so many fabulous, fabulous samples. Have a little look at that. How cool is that?
That's nice, isn't it?
And you can obviously paper piece. You can do so much with them. Really cool dies. So that's obviously your one-day special, but of course part of the big bundle. Next, the stencils. Now, AALL Create stencils are good quality. I love these stencils. Look at the detail of this. I mean, that is ridiculous.
And like you say, I mean, these are large stencils, but
They're
again,
amazing.
even just little segments that you use on there, there's always something going. You go, that's nice, that's quirky, that's different.
Yeah, you can see so much in there. I can see buildings in there. I can see you build flowers. I can see oceans.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
You
can see so many different
I can see like
things.
those quirky sort of New York skylines as near your fingers, etc. You've got almost like plumage coming out there as well. You know, you make feathers kind of style. There is, there's a lot, isn't there?
So cool. Brilliant for normal stenciling, but it's going to be amazing if you're using it with your gel plate.
Oh, that's
I mean,
lovely,
look at that. These are huge.
That's nice.
Huge stencils, but they feel really good quality. They're just stunning. Really, really beautiful.
They're very ornate. That's a very ornate one, isn't there? There's lots of lovely detail
I mean,
in there,
look at it. They're just pretty, aren't they? Look at that. Whichever way you use it. And when you look at that, you know, obviously you've got your flowers, you've got your leaves, but you break these down. You know, you don't have to use the full image. So, yeah, the big stencils, but you can still use them on your, I don't know, even if you're doing one of the inchy things that people do, you're using them on them. But fabulous.
The three of them, there is some bits that they're quite solid, quite sort of symmetrical kind of feels, but then you get a lot more sort of floral kind of design as well. There is something for everybody and every style, I would say.
They're just beautiful. And
really
stencils
lovely.
are one of my favourite things anyway because they're so usable. You know, you can use them for so many different things. So that's your three big stencils. You've then got your two smaller stencils. Merci beaucoup.
Okay.
So with your smaller stencils, again, these are fabulous. You know, really nice detail. Shall I draw that for you? Bonjour, Leonie.
That's nice.
So just shift. These are fabulous because they're smaller. So obviously brilliant again for your gel plate, brilliant for your card making. But you can easily extend it. But I love this because you can easily, for instance, if it's this one, you can easily just stencil that one or stencil that one. You know, you don't have to use the full thing.
Right.
Let me show you some finished samples because we have got so many. Sorry, Milo.
No, there's a lot here.
So many beautiful finished samples. I need to say thank you as ever for the team. And do you know what? They are really lovely because they send me little presents.
Oh, that's the secret.
Beautiful cards. I've got chocolate. I've got sweets. So if I'm a little bit like,
have you got them with you?
I've already eaten some. Yeah, they're just there on the table. How cute is that?
Oh yeah.
So thank you ever so much. That is
in my eye.
so lovely.
That's very nice.
I know. I've been very treated today. Quite lovely. Joe and Mark brought me a chocolate in as well. Isn't that lovely?
Oh.
I know, I've been fed today.
Guess what I got today?
Lovely. Thank you to lovely Joe and Mark.
Do you know what Joe brought me?
Eh?
Do you know what Joe brought me?
Go on.
Nothing.
Sorry. I would ask to her.
That was right in my face. Joe's just over there, so it's
Yeah,
fine.
but the team, they brought like team chocolate, you see.
Right, okay.
You probably missed out on that.
I did. That's okay.
Anyway.
I'll sort it out for you. I'll sort it out for you. I've got a stock update already for you.
Wow.
The complete collection, by the way, over 1/4 of the stock has already gone, and that's in the first 10 minutes of the show. So the quarter of the stock, that's the complete bundle we're talking about. With all that saving, I'm not surprised.
I'm not
Sorry,
surprised.
Leonie, carry on and I
I'm
will
not
keep you more
surprised.
updated. No, I'm not surprised.
Because everything is beautiful. I mean, look at that. That is
That's
just
lovely, isn't it?
seriously cool. I mean, the whole mask, but then cut that out, cut the image out, and then just added the dies and butterflies. That's
beautiful,
so
isn't it?
cool.
Yeah,
that's from
lovely,
Joe.
that.
I mean, let me show you some of these as well.
Go on.
I will show
There's
you
so
something
much
different
around here.
every time.
They really have done loads.
Look at that. Look at these. These are serious.
Yes, yes.
Look at that.
That's very pretty.
Isn't that
So which
fabulous?
is the background on that? Which one's that
One
from?
of the big stencils.
Is it the...
Yeah,
which I'm
one
trying
of the
to
big
item it.
stencils.
There's so many
I
of
mean,
them.
same here. Look, that's from one of the big stencils. How good is that? I love
That is
it.
lovely, that.
Absolutely love it. There's so many samples. Every time I come back, we will show you more samples.
Yeah,
but
honestly,
it
there's
is
loads.
exquisite.
They're fantastic. They really are. Now, if you are interested in this, and because I think the lovely thing about this, Leonie, is because they are so pretty much nondescript. You can create whatever era, whatever time, whatever style around them.
Well, the thing is with mixed media these days, I think it's allowed for so many possibilities. You know, for the art journal, it's nice actually, because when we had Dream Day the other day, and there were so many ladies who were started their art journals.
Okay.
And art journals, they give you an excuse to create.
Right.
Because when you're card making, you make some a birthday or but then you run out of people to give them to.
Right,
And selling cards is tricky because there's so many people doing it.
Yeah.
And so your journal, you still want to create, but your journal, it allows you to create for nobody, only you.
And
And
just
it
go for
means
it,
that
really.
you can go for it.
And there's nothing to compare to, because these are all
perfect.
going to create originals, aren't they, in
Yeah,
that
yeah,
respect?
yeah.
You're not doing a house stencil, for example, or anything like that. It's something that you will know far greater than I about what you think actually you can create. But you never know with these, you know, your limitations. You might go, this, I've really got into something new. 594053. Now, that's for the complete bundle, okay? You're saving £5 on the one-day special as it stands already. Then you've got an additional £5 saving that you're making on the bundle price as well. Plus, don't forget, Freedom member, even more. So actually, you're only paying £68.33, and that also includes your postage and packaging. Now, all that being on Flexi as well means you can make your first payments of only 2 payments for this of £34.17. Now, there is so much in this, and again, if you're a big fan of AALL Create already, you'll know the kind of quality that you're going to get here, which is fantastic. Obviously, a fantastic opportunity to go for it right now, but please be warned, already 10 minutes into the first of the show, it's a 2-hour show, obviously on the new launch, already over a quarter of the stock has already been allocated, so there's some big savings to be made. We're going to prepare for Leonie's first of our demonstrations to go through.
Don't know what I'm doing yet.
But there is also a craft along coming up. Now, just to let you know, it is this weekend. It's with Tracy Evans. Now, you're too late, unfortunately, to get it to actually be involved in the live one. You may not get the actual pieces you need in time for that, but you can still obviously watch that on a repeat and craft along on Rewind as well for up to 3 weeks. So, with the details of that, have a look at this.
Would you like to improve your crafting techniques by watching and crafting along with your favourite Hochanda guest demonstrators, or from the comfort of your own home? If the answer is yes, then we are excited to invite you to Craft Along, where you, our presenters and guests, will create an amazing array of projects throughout the year. Each month we will be bringing you a brand new kit that you can purchase on the day of each show. Or if you pre-order your kit, you'll receive £5 off a purchase of £20 or more of any additional products featured within our Craft Along brand shop that month. So tune in, be inspired and create with Craft Along, your monthly crafting workshop.
Yeah, as I said, that's on the 19th. But just to remind you that it's too late to join in with me, maybe to get all the details you need in time for that one, but you can still craft along with that for up to 3 weeks after. So for £37.97, you are going to be getting all of this. These are your fantastic set that you're going to see here with the cupful of wishes, the painting numbers, and heartfelt. 993235. That's £37.97. Right.
Sorted.
Yeah, I think we are sorted. I think that's details. So, what are you going to create?
I have no idea.
Lovely. That's what we love about it. That really is genuinely live TV at its best. I love that.
Standard, isn't it? Standard.
But listen, this will not give you any assurance whatsoever, but I'm here if you need me.
Thanks, Scott.
Just to cheer you along, or just pass you chocolate, if that helps.
Pass me chocolate.
Right. Go on.
Okay.
I'd love to learn with you, mate.
Okay. So, where I'm going to start, obviously, we've got dies. Let's do some die cutting. So, I do apologise. I will get new plates eventually. I am going to sort it out. Now, the lovely thing about these, obviously, you can use any part of these dies. I haven't cleaned my die. How very bad. You can use any part of the die, which means you don't need to, if you don't want to, you don't need to cut the full thing. And this is something that our Miss P does, our Paula. She actually uses scrap card and she actually just puts it through just to see what you get.
Oh, okay.
These are such good dies for that technique. But I'm going to cut
the whole
them.
waste not, want not technique.
Yeah. And these are the perfect die for that because it works. Obviously, it doesn't really matter which way I put these in the machine, but that one, the long one, with all machines, I like to put those going down because it always cuts better. It's just one of those things. Because my plates, I don't normally tape them down, but because my plates are so wobbly, I am taping them down because they definitely move.
I think you do win the Warped Award of the year. I mean, I know we're only into January, but I'm talking 2019 award.
They're all plates.
Loved.
But, oh, yeah.
Just say loved plates.
I don't think they're, well, I think I borrowed the plates. I don't think they're mine. Standard. It is funny. People see things with her name on it and they'll be like, Leonie, that's mine. I think it was Maggie the other day. She saw we're using summer and I got it from front back and it had her name on it. She was like, Leonie. I don't know where I found it.
Is there a sort of a finder's law or something that if you've had it in the
finders keepers.
Leonie's law.
So what we've got here, we've got our lovely dies. They have cut first time, so it's absolutely no problem. So I wanted to cut them because obviously the dies, you need to see how they cut. I do like all the little honeycomb bits that come out. They're really pretty. Sometimes I'll keep those. I'm not for this one just because you end up keeping a lot of stuff. Now, the cool bit about these dies, see, when you're actually tapping these out, you've got so many elements. Like on every single one of these, look at this. See what beautiful dies. That is such a cool die. The difference, you know, let me just do that so you can see it properly.
Yes, there we go.
See, isn't that a cool die? So that's your first one, look at that. See, just on.
Yeah.
So if you're literally just putting that and then say, right, I've got my stickers because these are quick and easy. So say you've got something like, let's put excellent. Just on a bit of paper with just one sentiment looks cool. Do you know what I mean?
That. Yeah.
That looks cool. That's what I love about these dies. Ridiculously easy to use because they're beautiful and they're cool. They're different.
I just wanted to for 1 second, just let people know the full bundle. By the way, we're now moving up. It's now approaching a third of the stock. Okay, a third of the stock. That's the entire bundle that we talked about with all that savings. So, third of the stock. Just wanted an update there. Sorry, Leonie.
It's all right.
Let people know.
Singing Moving On Up, right?
Moving on up, yeah.
So, having a little cheeky dance.
A disco with you, Leonie.
Oh, do you know what?
Cool. I've got your flared trousers on.
I've got some flared trousers.
Yes.
My flared trousers are the best thing I've got. Oh, I'm really in the mood for going on a proper night out. You know, like a proper dancing night out. Out. Want to go out. Anyway, I'm leaving too. No, that was Emily Alice, not mine. Don't panic.
No,
or Emily Alice.
Start.
Emily Alice.
Start.
I don't do that.
No.
So that's your second one. Now, I love this. You've got the numbers that have come out. They've been designed, so obviously you can use the ones that have come out. I love that you've got the A, you know, the G. That is such cool. So you keep all those little bits.
It's those little cogs and the little parts of the wheels and all of that come together. It's lovely, isn't it?
And this is why you keep all of this. Right, your third die. Okay, let me just... Oh, it's got tape on it. That's obviously why I can't get that out. There you go. So just moving that over. Give it a bit of a tap. And I'm watching what's coming out, because some of these elements that come out, like this thing here, you know, some of the elements are cool. Just the scraps are cool. So you will, you know, you'll sort of watch all the little bits and bobs that come out. And this one is seriously cool. Look at this. Let me just get the bits. There. I'll get rid of those for now. Look at that.
That's nice.
How good is that die? And again, these will come out properly. So the actual numbers in there, just make sure I've got those.
So you get the actual offcuts from there, obviously.
Yes, and which again, so usable. And it's they're just a little bit cool. Obviously, it's AALL Create. That's what they do. So you could paper piece these in. But look at that. I mean, straight away, you know, all you need is a background. And straight away, these look good. These make a project look really, really
And let's face
finished.
it, I mean, the ultimate test has got to be, all you've got there, and you've done it for 3 examples of this, it's white card, black card that you've actually cut them from, and you've put them on. You've not done any, and that's using the little offcuts as well.
Yeah.
Okay, one of them you added a bit of text.
Yeah.
But apart from that, and that, on their own, they look good. That's even without any other...
See. Straight away,
that's brilliant.
That's with nothing else.
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes these so impressive.
Yeah.
So take the ease of use. So you've got your gorgeous dies. So if I just get my bit of white card, I'm actually trying to tidy up.
Is this a New Year's resolution?
No, is it, Dick? I don't do resolutions. Why set yourself up to fail?
Well,
you know what I mean?
That's very true.
And I kind of figure if you're going to do something, you just do it now. You don't wait for a new year. You know what I mean?
I do. I know, but I sometimes like to see, you know, set myself a little challenge.
Well, that's good.
Just, you know, just try.
That's good. That's good. I don't.
Do you know what? Halfway through January, I wish I hadn't.
Exactly. It's like, oh, I've already messed that up, haven't I?
Why not?
Right, okay. So, for instance, so a bit of white card, right? So we've got a little bit of white card. If I take one of my inks, so I'm going to get one of my inks, okay? So, first of all, literally put a bit of colour on. Okay, just a tiny bit of colour right in the centre there. This is my Distress Oxide.
Cracked
just
pistachio.
Cracked
That's
pistachio.
Nice colour, isn't it?
Okay, lovely bit of colour. Take your die. Right, now, with this die, you have got, look, you've got all these gorgeous honeycomb pieces. These honeycomb pieces work on their own beautifully. Look at that. So you can actually start to stencil through this, which looks really, really impressive. And I love this because just the actual dies alone will allow you to do so many different things. So just building that up with the green, which I think looks quite marvellous. Look at that. How good is that? Already we've started to build that up and make a beautiful background just with the dies. And I thought it was important to show you this because these dies, they do lend themselves to so many different things. And I'm going to allow this to just come down here like this, and then just like this. And then what I'll do, if I find black, I'm having a rummage, Scott.
Oh, are you? Great. While you rummage, can I give a quick update? So I'm not into...
Yes.
So having a rummage and a little drop. Now, if you wanted, some people have been going through these individually, by the way. Now, the changes, this one here has gone out, is sold out individually now. So that one's gone individually, but it is available as the 2. If you'd like to go for that. 112619, that's £11.98 together, but individually it has gone, or it's still available in the complete collection. But on its own, it out of there.
First one.
Thank you. First one
first
sell out.
one.
23 minutes into the show.
How many more will go on the top?
A lot, I think. Anyway,
So,
I just want to give you an update. Sorry to
look at
interrupt.
this now. No, that's brill. Now, again, I wanted to just use one die. just to show you how flexible they
Yeah.
are, just to show you how much you can get out of this collection when you look at it as a big collection. So now, taking that die again, just taking the die again, but using it as a stencil. So I'm just going in with a little bit of black this time and just picking those numbers out. So bringing that up there.
I love that. I love this idea of using. This is what I'm fascinated with crafters like yourself. When you look at something, I see 1, 2, 3, 4 on the actual die itself, but then this old idea of picking bits out, repeating them in different areas, and extending the image or taking those elements off and just highlight that. That's when you really get to have the fun, isn't it? And
Absolutely.
create.
And I like that because it makes your brain work. You know, you're not looking at it and only seeing that. You're looking at it and breaking it up. So you have to, and I like that bit about it because it's not accepting it just for what it is. You're actually trying to create something completely different from it. And I think that's really important because like we're crafting, you know, you need to keep your grey matter going, don't you? So I like that because it's a nice little challenge. What can you get out of it? And this is, I mean, all I'm doing is layering this. But you're just taking those tiny little elements out of it.
That's it. I mean, is there the one cog?
Yeah.
But that bit that you brought out a few more times, and it just accentuates it that much more, and just brings your eye to it a lot more once you bring them out, and it's lovely. It's
and
really
interesting.
Lovely.
This is the one die, you know, and that's a beautiful thing about this. And what I've done now, if you can see, so my background is where my colour is, but where that ends, that's where this is. Where this ends, that's where that is. So you're balancing it out, so you've got your end pieces there. So it almost, you know, it almost punctuates that. I'm going to use the die. Now, because I've put ink on there, obviously I've got a little bit of colour on that. I'm not too bothered about it. Where the actual, where the numbers are at the back, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to bring a different colour in. So underneath the actual numbers, now you could paper piece underneath there if you want. So let's go for a stronger colour actually. You could paper piece those in. So if you paper piece them in, you get, again, you get a stronger colour there. But I'm just going to put a bit of ink on. Now we're looking for a red. Let's stick to an orange, seeing as I can't find a red. So take a cheeky little orange, like so. And then underneath there, so I'm sort of eyeballing where that's going to go, and then just put the orange. When I sit that back on again.
Oh, I see. Bring out that. Wow, look at that.
And look how effective that is.
Look at that.
It almost gives it a halo. Is again, it pops. I love doing this because it's funny, really. You know, like we overthink sometimes what we're doing, whereas really, if you just play, it all starts to evolve and become its own beast anyway.
And I hope this doesn't come out in the wrong way, but when you look at something like this, there is no right nor wrong for when you're doing it. But also, I think there's a kind of have faith, have trust in the die.
And just
like you say.
And it doesn't matter. You know, the lovely thing is with all the crafting stuff, it's not a big deal. You know, if you look at it and think, don't like that, there's always gesso.
Yeah. That should be a printed T-shirt.
Yeah. It just don't matter, you know. And this is the beautiful thing with this. Always gesso.
Oh,
See, if only we could take gesso to some areas of our life. Not gonna lie, there'd be a few people I'd have gessoed out.
Oh, I tell you what, yeah, I'd need a lot.
Yeah, if like, oh my gosh, you require 5 tubs. Names on a postcard.
Let us know if you're one as well at home. studio@hochanda.com if you also would like to join the Gesso
Amount Club. We wouldn't gesso you out, or Emily Alice. You're definitely staying, my love. Oh, you're not. You're escaping, rude. But we wouldn't gesso you out. Okay, see. I'm going to stick that down. I've cut it down. I normally work on a piece of card that's bigger than I need, because then when you actually cut it down, it gives you, it looks different. It reduces it and it looks stronger.
The other thing about this as well, I'm looking at, and I hear a lot of crafters talking when they do, let's say, for example, it was card maker. I know this could be for anything, scrapbooking
Absolutely.
or whatever, but that whole idea of, I don't know, I hear a lot talk about masculine cards.
Yeah,
so this kind of stuff, these really are quite, would work very nicely for that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Either for calendars or for those kind of
anything.
It doesn't have, yeah, quite neutral in that.
Yeah, and the thing is, it has got a masculine look to it, but you can make it whatever you want.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
it could be quite feminine as well. I did stick my finger there, which is rather annoying, but it's okay because Gesso or look, your dies. So now I've gone round the edges. And you were talking about cards. I've actually got some cardstock down here. So look, and I don't really make cards, but if I I made a finished sample that was a card. It was quite bizarre. So if I matte and layered it, that onto black, then onto white.
Wow, yeah.
And then onto a blue. If you were making a card out of that, how cool would that look?
That's nice, isn't it?
Absolutely beautiful. So just to finish this off, I will matte and layer it. So when you're trotting off down control, matte and layer it and actually finish. I know I hardly ever make cards, so I might actually finish it. Right, the bits that came out the die, okay?
Oh, yeah.
So now, but I quite like this. I quite like that hanging off there. I think that's quite cool. That where I put my finger, look, these bits that came out of it, we can pop over here.
See?
And this expands the image. You know, I love things like this because I'm playing.
Yeah.
This is just playing. It's just experimenting. It's just having a right nice time.
But
So
you've
pop that
used
there.
2 colours.
Yeah.
White cardstock, black cardstock.
Yeah.
And then that's one pass through.
Yeah.
And on one die.
Yeah.
And look at the reaction that you got from that. You've used it as a stencil at the same time as well. You've used the offcuts that have come out there as well to extend it. And you've got something here that you think that looks amazing.
I'm quite chuffed with that. And I love something like this because it's absolutely doable. You know, it's a bit of stenciling using your die. It's, you know, it doesn't cost much to do and it is absolutely achievable. And it can change. I mean, you change the colours of it, you change the look of it. But it shows you, I mean, if you're going for that big bundle, you've got so many elements in that. Imagine all the different things you can create with that.
Well, that and also, of course, you've got your 3 larger as well for your stencils to work with, and there's so many different elements in that. So if you think about what you've created here with one for the smaller one of the one day special, you know, there's so much. You really are getting so much in that bundle that's going to keep you going for a long, long time with images. That's great with the sentiment on there as well, isn't it?
I'm going to put the sentiment on it. I wasn't going to use this sentiment, but it's going to have to be this one because it says cover it with Gesso. And that is one of mine, but seeing as we've just been talking about it, it's like, yeah, that's going on there, isn't it? Cover it with Gesso. But when you think about the big bundle, I will matte and layer this up so you can see it as a card. But that is so quick, it's so easy, it's so achievable. That is using one die from the whole bundle, and that is one die. Look, and I love this because it shows how good that one die is.
That's brilliant.
You know, it's just so effective.
Thank you very much.
My
you need to
pleasure.
prep, don't you, for another one? Because we're here for 2 hours, don't forget. Now another hour and a half to go on that one. If you have enjoyed that, and look at that, don't forget the website. There is so many of the pieces on there for you that you can add on. Now, don't forget, we've already had some sellouts on the show. We're only half an hour into it. Here's the launch, of course, of a one-day special. So if there's anything on there that you're looking at, get it while you can. We do expect to have more sellouts as we go through, but there's so many wonderful items there. And again, if you think about for value for money, everything that Leonie was just talking about there, that, you know, just for one die, one pass through, 2 pieces of paper basically, you got the white and the black cardstock. You had one pass through, you had the offcuts, and you actually had the images itself that came from the die. 2 colour inks that went through and worked with that. And that was what you've got from it. It's now matte and layering it up. But that was there, which I think is so much in all of this. I'll take you through this component by component. Of course, don't forget there is the big bundle as well, which is already, last I heard, we was a third of the stock already disappeared on that one. We've got here for you right now the one-day special. So we've got 3. So now we're looking at just the one-day special on its own. 1/4 of the stock now already been allocated, pretty much. Now you're going to get your 3 die sets in total that you can see. Now this comes with a £5 saving. Here you you can see, this is the one that Leonie's just been working with. She has cut the other two out as well, as you saw as well. But don't forget, you've got all of those components, but you can look at those sections of those individual components. So even that itself gives you so much to play with. £5 saving, £38.97. So that one-day special saving for you. That's 270852. That will give you code, bursting buds, and sales. Now, the other we looked at then was the three of the, let me just see if I can find the back card here. There we go. You've got your three larger stencils here that you can see. You've got Profusion, you've got Abundance, and you've got the Twirling Tendrils. And it's only £29.97, but these are beautiful, and I'm sure that we'll be seeing these in action with Leonie over the course of the one-day special. 848484. If you look at those massively, collectively, they look fantastic. But then when you start to look at those in detail individually, in the sections, each one of those has got so many little components that you can use on. You're going to get an awful lot out of one of those, let alone all three. £29.97, 848484 on their own if you'd like to go for those. Then we've also got a section that will give you the two of the smaller that you can see here. Now, these ones are Ring the Changes, and you've got Dahlias. Now, the Ring the Changes individually has already sold out, so that one has already gone. The Dahlias are limited on those individually, but you can get them together, which is 112619. Now, to get those, lovely, really lovely stencils actually, at just £11.98. But if you really did want to have, for example, let's go for the Ring the Changes, the only way to get that is to either buy that in the sets that you can see, or the complete set, which is also a possibility for you. Now, to actually go into details of the complete set and the savings you're getting, not only are you going to be getting other savings that you would find with those individually, you're going to be getting a further saving on top. So you will be getting the three of the one-day special, those three of the dies. You're going to be getting the three larger stencils that you can see down the front, plus you're also going to be getting the two A6 stencils. All of those come with their individual savings, plus you're going to be getting a further saving to get the whole bundle, which is another £5 off. If you're a Freedom member, including your P&P, you can get this for just £68.33 for all of that. It's also available on your Flexi purchase if you wanted to. Now, your Flexi buy means you can get it for £34.17, and that's two payments of those as well. You can do that, and of course your P&P will be on your first. 594053 is your item code. Now, for the complete set, we are 36 minutes into the launch for your one-day special. We're approaching now, I think it's 40% of the stock. It's a 2-hour launch show, of course, and I've got the way it's going. I'm not sure whether we'll even see that. 40% already. I'm only half an hour into it as well. There is so much to get. Now, when you think about, there we go. We've actually got hot off the press. This is by a lovely lady called Leonie. She's doing quite well in the craft world, I do believe. This is the one that's is now being confirmed and finished, as you can see. Cover it with Gesso. Definitely a perfect slogan. But again, this is just one cut through of the die itself, using the offcuts, two colours that went through, just lay it up, etc. That is it, and you're getting so much from that. Let's start looking at some of the others again. This is again from the one-day special, from the die that's been cut out of that. Again, working with that, and that's the larger of the three stencils that are also part of the complete bundle if you wanted to. Another way of working again with the die that we've already seen that's been worked with Leonie. We've got this is a beautiful one. Look at this here. All that wonderful work. Hang on, to get that the right way around. Glasses on. So you can actually see. But look at that. That's again from one of the larger of the stencils to look at. Let's bring in some of the smaller. I'll put those down, more fingers and thumbs. There we go. Using them for the stencils in the backgrounds. And again, lots of lovely little areas, so much. Look at this one again. This is beautiful. Look at that. Isn't that got so much going on? But again, these parts are being repeated and brought back out, extended from there. This is lovely. This is the larger one. Again, have I got this right around? There we go. And that was one of the larger stencils that's worked in a complete. Again, you don't need to, as Leonie was saying, you don't need to use the whole as one. But when you do, look at the effect that you get from that. It's absolutely beautiful. And I'm looking at that and thinking, the T2. Just that itself, but you just accept it for what it is. And I know it may mean something, it may mean nothing, but it works beautifully. How about that in that style it has been used and worked as well, which is absolutely stunning. And there is so much here. I'll show you this as well, because this is the work of art. Again, look at that on the front, where again, actually that's got the code, section of the code, then we've got the first, and then we've got in fact there's all three of them in there, but all three, but use sections of that comes together and overlaid. So really, really lovely for these. Now, if you are thinking, well, you know what, it's the beginning of the year, but this is such a good deal, I really want to get it. I've seen how much I can get out one of those dies, let alone the whole bundle. How do I spread the cost of doing it? If you've not done it before, have a look at this. I'll tell you a little bit more about FlexiBuy.
FlexiOrder has arrived at Hochanda. What is FlexiOrder? When you place an item on FlexiBuy in your basket, you qualify for FlexiOrder, which means any other items you add to your basket will also be included in your FlexiBuy payments, so you can spread the cost over multiple monthly payments. After your first payment is made, your entire order will be dispatched. When you add at least £60 worth of any items to your shopping basket, either online or on the phone, you'll qualify for our FlexiOrder offer. This means you can spread the cost of your order over equal monthly FlexiBuy payments, offering you the extra flexibility when you shop with us. FlexiOrder, making your shopping experience with Hochanda easier.
We like making shopping easier. Well, I hope it is. I'm hoping now you've got a brew in front of you, or maybe, you know, it's getting into evening time. Maybe it's sounding a bit stronger for a Monday evening. Who knows?
Who knows?
But I hope you're enjoying your evening. We're certainly enjoying your company. By the way, if you've got any questions for Leonie, you can, of course, email us in studio@Hochanda. You know, we're here to help as well. I say we, the royal we. Leonie is. I'm just there to read out the question, really. But if you would like to get in touch, please do. We'd love to hear. We got a question come from Sally. Sammy said
Hello,
to me,
Sammy.
oh, now she said she heard you mention Gesso. Which brand would you recommend?
To be fair, there's a lot of good Gessos out there. Joe's waving. Shall I give it a plug?
Come on, Joe.
Have we got it?
Do you want me to come and get it?
It'll be That's Crafty, won't it? Bam, zooming in.
We got black and white.
Now, actually, I do use That's Crafty. Okay, I'll tell you the ones I do use, okay? I do use That's Crafty. They're in my box somewhere. I've got loads of That's Crafty things. They're really good.
Yep.
I've also been using the Liquitex. That's really, it's funny really, it's what I've got. So That's Crafty, we sell this here, so you'll be able to get that. Liquitex you'll have to rummage for. I've also been using the Daily Art. The Daily Art's interesting because it's a lot thicker. So it's different, you use them for different
projects.
things sometimes,
Okay.
depending on the thickness.
Okay.
But yeah, I must admit, I haven't actually found a gesso I dislike yet.
Right, okay,
So,
that's fair enough.
yeah, to make it not easy. But it's good because we have got them, so it's easy to talk about.
And if you want to get a black and a white one, then we can get that. It's $9.99. How about that one?
Boom.
I think there's a website. It's all there for you as well. Or you can go for a 2 white, or you can go for 2 black. $9.99. Pick a mix, set of 2, 120ml. That's 952621. If that helps, Amy. And thank you very much, Steve, for your question.
Thank you.
Any more questions? Just let us know and we will read them out to Leonie and go through them for you.
Boom.
What have you got lined up for us next, mate?
So what I've got, this is adhesive sheet. It's a 3D foam. Now, I really like these. They're just ridiculously handy. And I think we've probably got them on the show as well. So what I'm doing...
This looks good.
Keep that, because that is really, really handy as a carrier sheet. You'll use that for different things.
The carrier sheet?
The carrier sheet. That's the carrier sheet for this. So keep that. And I'm going to put a piece of white paper on, which isn't going to be easy because obviously this is sticky. So I'm actually going to put the adhesive onto the piece of white paper about there and then just go for it. If I do it like that, I can't overfuss it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, just go for it. Once you're committed, you're committed. You've done well.
And I try to line up the top, but if you try and do it the other way, then it won't. So do it that way. That's only copy paper because I don't want it too thick. Obviously, I'm putting this through my die cutting machine, which means I need to get rid of the sticky ends.
Oh, yeah.
You don't want sticky ends going through your machine. Otherwise, that'll really mess it up.
You don't want that. £12.99. The details on the side of your screen right now. 777 522. £12.99. You get the 5 black and 5 white for that, for your set of A4. Affixed 10 sheets in total. £12.99. I don't think I've seen these before.
They're really, really handy, and you can use them with your dies. How cool is that? I'm keeping those because obviously that's still sticky. So you will be able to use those because that's paper on there.
Right, okay,
so I'll be able to use my scraps.
Handy.
So I'm just going to use one die because I'm definitely going to cut this twice. I might even cut it 3 times because you're going through a big, it's quite a chunky adhesive, is that one. I haven't used the skinniest on the adhesives. You've got different depths, I do believe, in that bundle. I haven't used the thinnest.
Right.
So it definitely needs a couple of goes through my machine.
I think you have 3 3mm and 2 2mm in each of those colours as well. So you've got lots of options. You get black, white, 3 of the 3, 2 of the 2 in each of those colours as well. Hope that helps.
There, that looks perfect. Absolutely perfect. So what I'm doing, I am not taking out, let me just make sure those have come out. There you go, there you go. Right, this is cool because when you're doing paper piecing, it's all stayed in.
Right.
So you don't need to start, trying to find all the little bits of paper. Because it's an adhesive, it's really cool because it does hold it together.
Yeah.
You might want to, there'll be bits that you want to take out because I don't want to use these bits. So from the back, I can just remove the bits that I know I'm not going to be using. So these little bits here, get rid of all of these. I want basically, there you go. So those ones I'm getting rid of. The rest of it, I'm keeping that, I think. I know I might get rid of that one as well. I mean, you don't have to do this. I like doing that because then it's clear.
Okay.
You know, when I twist it over and when I'm trying to paper piece it back in, I know the elements I'm actually going for. So it makes it nice and crisp for me. So that's my image. Pop that to one side.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do next, keep that, she said, about to throw that up.
I was thinking.
Yeah. They were like,
I'm about to remind you there.
The reason is, so say you were doing your paper piecing, these bits now, so on the bit that the glue's on, so if you've got bits and you don't want to use them but you want to keep them safe, you can put them back on that carrier sheet because obviously they'll lift back off again. So it's really keep hold of that because it is handy. Eventually you'll have more than you need, so you can start, but you can use them for techniques. Okay, let's move on to that big stencil. So we have got the big beautiful stencils. I love these stencils.
They are beautiful.
They're adorable.
Which one are you using?
Oh, all of them.
Ah,
so,
nice.
well,
why not?
Well,
why not?
I don't really know yet. So what I'll do first of all, I've already got this one. I think it's this. Oh, is it this? Yeah. I've already got this one dry, but it's really easy. I'll put it on with your texture paste first of all, but then I'll have a little play with the things.
I've just get this one got a bit caught up. If you need it later on, there we go.
Amazing, thank you, my dear. So now.
So you've got abundance there.
I've got abundance. Shall I do it on a bigger piece of card? Let's. So I've already got this one dry. Oh, heck. I've already got this one dry. Now, when you're putting texture paste, what I would suggest for this, because you've got a lot of little elements, so what I do is work on the work to the actual design. So, for instance, this here. If I worked like that or like that, this would move.
Okay.
So I'm working to the actual flow of the design, to the grain of the design,
nice.
or the whatever the word is that I need to use. Let's go with that.
That sounds good.
But that's the easiest way. And then what I do when you've actually done that bit, move the stencil. So move the card, not move the stencil. That'd be rubbish.
Move the whole piece.
Actual piece,
right.
Because you'll find it a lot easier. I'm doing the whole piece because I've got one dry and ready, so I might as well show you the whole piece.
I bet your bathroom's got fantastic grouting.
No, I see that.
Because that must be a transferable skill, this, isn't it? To be able to put fine texture paste on the grouting.
You know what? If that created something of mine, I mean, if it was my own, it's rented. I think if I start doing fancy grouting in that house, they won't even let me paint the pine.
No.
Oh, but jeez. And honestly, the pine is vile. It's like, oh, I won't
I think I
whinge
touched the
about.
nerve. It was just the grouting I was impressed
I
with
mean,
here.
yeah, no, they won't let me do the
No, they
grouting.
won't, no.
Well, they'd let me do boring white stuff, but you know, I won't want that, would I?
Why
I
would
mean,
you
you
bother?
can get glittery stuff, can't you? Yeah. so just moving it round so you can see, absolutely covering that, and that means now I'm not fighting against the stencil, so I'm not going to.
Right.
See, even there's a bit of movement there, but I've been able to catch it. So that's the easiest way
Got
of
you.
using the bigger stencils. Now, with this, as ever, I'm not going to waste it. And I know everybody at home, I say it every time, you know, you've seen it every time. But sadly, you're going to have to watch it again because I need to clean the stencil. So cleaning the stencil, as ever, lift the stencil off, be nice and careful.
Oh,
Look
wow.
at that image.
Wow, wow, wow.
Yeah, isn't that good?
That's beautiful, isn't it?
Such a good image. I'm moving this well out of my way because I know what I'm like. I know my skill set at making a right old mess. Now, I'm going on to my cardstock. As ever, I do it every time, but give it a bit of a spritz. This is cleaning your stencil. I'm going to use a paintbrush, but it's a thingy one.
Can you just give a bit more description on that for us?
Stencil brush.
There we go.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thingy.
Just
I
for
do
me.
that when my brain can't be bothered finding the word. So it's like, oh, it's just a thingy one. It's really bad. My brain does that a lot. So
And it's all about education at Hochanda. Education.
technical terms.
Pop into a shop. Can I have a thingy brush?
Can I have one of them
I
thingy
only
brushes?
talking about one.
They're a little bit stumpy. Can I have one of them little stumpy brushes, please? So that's cleaned my stencil, but I've got a secondary
there we go.
print. Some of it's for effect. We'll see what that looks like when I actually get ink on there. Doesn't matter if it hasn't worked because I've cleaned my stencil. That's all I was doing.
Okay.
Now, you would let yours dry. I've got one that's already dry. But let me show you just really quick before I move on because they are just ridiculously beautiful. So just spritzing through these. Just do something like a spritz. In fact, yeah, let's do a spritz.
So this is the twirling tendrils you've got here.
Twirling tendrils.
Great names as well.
See, aren't they good names?
Yeah.
Really good. Oh, they're just beautiful. So just a spritz. So I'm using Distress Oxide. Yeah, I'll finish the project in a minute. But if you wanted to literally just spritz,
That's a nice colour.
it's nice, isn't it? So just as is. Look at that for pretty. What an incredible image. I mean, this is such a gorgeous, gorgeous stencil. So that's literally
really pretty.
just spritzing it as you do.
Wow.
If you're cleaning your stencil, of course, that's when you can do. But it's not just cleaning your stencil. This is taking your second print off it. So to make sure I get a really decent print, I'm actually going to spritz it with water. Then you go on to your project, whatever it is you're doing. So your second project, pop that down, take my my tissue or whatever, and this will give you a second print. I love this because when you're using a stencil, when you spritz, you're going into the recesses. When you do this, you're actually you're using the print of the stencil. So it's almost like using it as a stamp. But it's gorgeous.
That's really lovely, isn't
and
it?
it's a lovely, and you're only cleaning a stencil, so it's a lovely way of using it. Alternatively, and I know I always run through this every single time, it is because I am literally spending this time to clean my stencil now, but it's also...
It's a good use of time, though.
It is a good use of time, but it's also, if anyone's not seen it before, it's a really good way of using
I know
the
that
product.
Hochanda have a lot of new customers and new viewers every day as well that join us. And if you are watching for the first time, a lovely, warm welcome. Great to have your company, and I really hope you're enjoying it. And we've got obviously European viewers as well that are watching with us as well, which is lovely. And of course from the US as well. So from all over, no pressure. Everyone's watching you do. You clean your stencils.
I know. Mad, innit? This time, spritzed, get the ink off it, which will give you another print.
Oh, yeah, lovely.
Even the bits that don't work, it doesn't matter because it has worked. It looks beautiful.
That is lovely.
Loads of ways of using our stencil. I really recommend the big stencils. They are ridiculously gorgeous.
But don't forget that you were using it as an entirety there.
Yes.
As we saw it right from the beginning of the hour when we looked at them, there are so many little sections in there as well that you'll pick up on. But if you're looking for something that's going to fill a big space as a project, they there is so much going on in there. They are beautiful.
You really don't need to use them in the entirety, and that's the lovely thing about these. Okay, so this one, I know I'm not going to get to finish this demo, but because it's a 2 hour, I'll carry on it next hour, but let's get some ink on it. So these are my Jane Davenport inks, which I absolutely adore. When I had the Dream Day the other day, the gang came in and I was basically just letting them play with tons of products. And
I saw so many lovely reviews that people had lovely days.
Oh, we had a good time.
Did they have a go with these, did they?
Yeah, and look at this.
I don't think I've seen these before.
They're so cool. Watch this. Look at this. So, because this just makes me so happy. Because look at that colour.
So it follows the contours of where you've come through, isn't it?
So it's just running through the actual
look
design.
At that. That's magic, that.
Isn't it fab? Then if I spritz it and then add more colour, so you can just
how beautiful
add more
is that?
colour, and it just look at that. It's fabulous to watch. This is a kind of thing that it just makes you happy. Because look at that. I love doing this. And that is using your texture paste with your fabulous stencil. Isn't that fab?
That's just amazing. That is one of the biggest instant colour hits.
Yeah, it's just one of those wows, isn't it? And it's just, whoops, a daisy. The stencil's got that much going on.
That is beautiful.
It just becomes so easy to create something that's a real wow factor. So just do that again, spritzing it, and then put your ink on. And it just flows. And then when I stand it up, because I think everybody knows that is one of my favourite things, then you can see that image. Isn't that
just gorgeous?
Such a good image. It's such a good image. So if I just now, of course it'll dry slightly, not as strong, so it'll dry a little bit lighter, especially on the actual the medium that I've used.
Okay.
However, because that's quite a textural one, if I give it a blast with my heat gun, it'll actually keep quite a bit of intensity. But if you don't want it to, if you just dab it down, mind you, look at that. You can see that.
Just looks so lovely.
Fabulous? I like this though. I like it where I've got some of the white coming through.
Yeah.
So I don't want to completely cover it because I love that. And I also like these edges where it's feathered. I always like that because I think that looks really interesting. So what I'm going to do with this, I will let this dry, but then I'm going to start bringing my dyes on. Now, the beautiful thing about these, because when you bring your dyes on, that all of a sudden starts to pop. I will finish this in the next hour. I'm not going to finish it in this hour because I want it to dry. But how good does that look already?
And again, and another thing, I'm sure people have already got this at home when they're watching this, but certainly to me as well, is you are using techniques which seem like the simplest techniques, but you're getting a massive reaction from what they look.
Anybody, I mean, these are the kind of techniques that anybody can do. They're fun techniques, they're easy techniques, but they are really, really satisfying.
I tell you, you're going to have a lot of fun with this bundle and all of these as well. If you've got them in your baskets, please make sure you check them out of your baskets right now, because what percentage now are we looking at? 40% of the bundle has already gone. Look, don't go anywhere. Get yourself that new fresh brew, whatever, pop some new ice in, but don't go anywhere. Get a chocky biscuit. But Leonie and myself will be back here for you in a minute or so, just for the second hour of our One Day